You know, every month Netflix adds a bunch of new movies, new originals, new exclusive, new content designed to trend for a week and then disappear. But here's the thing. No matter how much the platform changes, Netflix always brings back the same era. The 1980s. Because when Netflix needs guaranteed rewatches, cross-generational appeal, and movies that people actually finish watching, they go back to the decade that built modern pop culture, the 1980s. These are going to be a list of some of the best 80s movies streaming right now on Netflix, and more importantly, why Netflix keeps relying on them. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. Alright, now this is a list of 10 of the best 80s movies that you can watch right now on Netflix, and we're going to talk about why they have to keep bringing these movies back and pushing them to the top of their must-watch list, starting with number 10 and Labyrinth. Netflix loves Labyrinth because it hits multiple core audiences at once. For kids, it's fantasy. For adults, it's nostalgia. And for everyone else, it's David Bowie. This movie has iconic imagery, practical effects that still, kind of feel tangible, feel real today. They hold up, and a cult following that has only grown over time. Labyrinth never fully leaves the cultural conversation, and Netflix knows it. It's endlessly recommendable, visually distinctive, and unlike anything that gets made today, and that's why it keeps coming back. You can check it out on Netflix right now. It comes in at number 10. Now, you know all these movies are on Netflix, but I'm a big proponent of physical media. For me, streaming is just a place to try before you buy, because we always want these movies in the best quality possible and to hold on forever the way they were supposed to be experienced. So I will do my best to supply links to where you can pick these up on 4K Blu-ray and watch them in the best way possible and add them to your collection like the one behind me. But checking in at number 9 is Harry and the Hendersons from 1987. This is a personal favorite of mine because I'm a sucker for anything Bigfoot, and this is pure comfort cinema. Netflix likes to lean on Harry and the Hendersons in movies like that because it feels safe, it feels warm, it feels like something that families used to watch together when families still did that. Because we did. It blends 80s creature effects, sentimental comedy, and a very surprising emotional core. Like, it has a big emotional arc to it. This is the kind of movie that people can put on casually, leave on, finish without thinking about it, but always finish, which makes it perfect for streaming, perfect for this list. Harry and the Hendersons comes in at number 8. All right, at number 8 is one that I want to cheat just a little bit because it's early 90s, but spiritually, it's 80s, okay? And I could have pulled several other 80s movies, but this one just hit with the brand new Shout Studios Scream Factory 4K that has been licensed over to watch on Netflix. So it's not going to be the same quality, but it's close and you can check it out there. It's a new release. It's Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. So yes, technically early 90s, spiritually 80s. This movie's comedy DNA is 80s all the way. Even got Dan Marino and isotoner gloves in this. And Netflix just keeps mining that 80s and 90s nostalgia for all that it's worth. Jim Carrey's physical comedy in this movie is pure cartoon energy and a star-making performance for him. And it kind of represents the last gasp of sort of VHS to cable comedy culture there. Netflix loves this movie because it's loud and easily recognizable. It instantly signals movie night for a lot of people. It's very quotable, easy for the family to watch, but it's still got some, risque humor in it. Even people who say they're over a movie like this will still watch it, and Netflix knows it. That's why it's here. That's why it comes in at number 8. Now, number 7 is 1984's Dune. Now, this is not to be confused with any of the Dune movies that come out today. This is the late, great David Lynch's Dune from 1984, and Netflix absolutely relies on movies like this, and particularly Dune, for prestige pop culture 80s, 90s cinema. So this isn't just comfort food. It's not just getting those people. It's getting curious people. Call it curiosity food, because all of the new Dune movies that are coming out right now, people see Dune pop up and maybe they've never seen it and they're curious to watch it. It's why Netflix is so smart. It's why on their monthly releases they push 80s and 90s movies to the top. They put them at the top of their recommend list a lot of times. David Lynch's Dune is strange. It is strange, but so is everything that David Lynch does. It's messy, it's visually unforgettable, and Netflix keeps it around because people are always discovering it and rediscovering it. You go watch the new movies, you watch the old movie, especially with all these newer adaptations out here. So it generates repeat views, long watch times, and endless discussions, which is streaming gold for Netflix, and they know it. Dune from David Lynch comes in at number 7. All right, now what were the 80s without a good horror movie, and what is streaming without a good horror movie? Netflix knows the answer to both of those things. Nothing. So we have 1983's Christine. You've got Stephen King with John Carpenter and an evil car. Netflix doesn't need to explain this one. I don't need to explain this one to anyone. Christine works because it has two legends behind the wheel of this evil cursed car. It's lean, it's efficient, it's endlessly rewatchable. It blends horror with nostalgia, not just the 80s, but like the 50s. Before that, it's a reminder that studios used to do horror, and that horror used to have a personality, and it was done by real filmmakers, not just jump scares, not just, whatever is the hot topic to push. This was real cinema, and that's why it keeps returning to streaming libraries all over, whether it's Netflix, Tubi, Prime. It doesn't matter. You will find Christine. Check it out here on Netflix right now. It comes in at number 6. Now at number 5 is a fun Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It is Conan the Destroyer from 1984. Netflix knows that sword and sorcery, sword and sandal movies never really die. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is an icon, a legend. His movies carry on. They cross generations. So Conan the Destroyer taps into the big mythic warrior, muscular bodybuilder fantasy, everything that Arnold encapsulates. And then it has mythic storytelling. It has huge scope of cinema. Maybe not as much as Conan the Barbarian, but it's still there. It is a practical spectacle. It's not green screened. It's touchable, tangible, real in a way that a lot of new movies, particularly Netflix originals, will never be. So even when viewers don't finish this movie, they start it. And that's what matters to Netflix. It represents a genre that Netflix simply cannot replicate today, and Hollywood won't even try to do properly. All they can do is license the original thing. Conan the Destroyer comes in at number 5. Now at number 4, we have one by the late, great Rob Reiner. As far as filmmakers, man, did he leave a mark. It's 1986's Stand By Me. This is one of the most emotionally reliable movies ever made. Now, this is based on a Stephen King story, The Body. So now you've got Stephen King and Rob Reiner together. And Rob Reiner, if you don't know, besides Stand By Me, he did The Princess Bride. He did Spinal Tap. He did When Harry Met Sally. He did A Few Good Men. Rob Reiner left us with a bunch of great movies, and Stand By Me is at the top of that list. And Netflix leans on Stand By Me Because a lot of those reasons, every generation connects to it. It works on rewatches. It plays beautifully in the background and the foreground. It's nostalgia without being too flashy. It's got names even casuals know. You've got Corey Feldman, you've got River Phoenix, you've got Kiefer Sutherland, and that makes it very, very powerful. The movie finishes strong, and every single time it hits you. That's the power of Stand By Me. That's why Netflix is proud to let you know whenever they have it. They have it right now. Check it out. It comes in at number 4. Now, at number 3, we have one of my favorite all-time comedies. It's 1981's Stripes. Now, this is pure 80s comedy energy. Bill Murray is absolutely fantastic in this. Harold Ramis and John Candy, one of my favorites of all time. So you got Bill Murray, Ramis, Candy, and rebellious humor here, a loose structure. You got John Candy mud wrestling women in bikinis. Netflix loves movies like Stripes, particularly Stripes, because you can jump into this movie anywhere. It doesn't really demand that you start and finish it. You can come in and out of it, though I highly recommend. I'm not a person who's an advocate of scrolling your phone while you're watching a movie. You'll never engage with a movie or connect with a movie or really experience a movie that way. But a movie like Stripes, Netflix is banking on you being able to jump in and out of it and have a good time based upon the power of Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and John Candy's acting. And of course, you got John Larroquette, you got PJ Soles in here, just an all-star cast. It's a little raunchy, it's got nudity, all that stuff. It checks every single box for Netflix. That's also why it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. This is old school late night comedy, and Netflix still feeds on that. Stripes comes in at number 3. Now at number 2, we have another Arnold movie, but this one is a comedy. It's 1988's Twins, which is secretly one of my favorite Arnold movies, and I am a massive, and when I tell you massive, I am a massive Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. But Netflix understands something important with this movie. Audiences inherently miss the days when movie stars were the draw of the film. Twins works because Arnold Schwarzenegger subverts expectations in here back before every single movie tried to subvert. Every movie now is about subverting expectations and deconstructing a hero and all that stuff. So it's just white noise. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Everything is cynical, deconstructive, and subversive. Well, when Arnold Schwarzenegger did Twins, he had done Terminator and movies like that. He had done The Predator. And then here comes Arnold doing this completely different role where Danny DeVito is his twin brother. So this just totally anchors this crazy premise with this subversion that works. The premise is instantly understandable by anybody who's watching it. It makes the comedy hit harder. It's familiar, comfortable faces. All of it works. It's the kind of movie that Netflix cannot recreate anymore. They can only curate. Even back then, it was hard. Arnold and Danny DeVito had to basically take no money. Same with Ivan Reitman. They took no money up front. They got money on the back end, and the movie works so well. It's the movie that those three men have made the most money off of in their lifetime. Netflix can't touch that, but they can license it for you to watch. That's why they keep coming back to it. Twins comes in at number 2. And at number 1, we might as well go to the gold standard of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, a third Arnold movie. Listen, Netflix knows where their bread is buttered. They want those big movie stars, and it doesn't get bigger than the backbone of the 80s as far as Arnold goes, and that is The Terminator. The Terminator is lean, relentless, perfectly paced. It's basically a horror, sci-fi, slasher action film. Checks every box. Iconic liners. I mean, this is where you get the "I'll be back." One of the most iconic lines in cinema history. And that's why Netflix relies on a movie like this, because it represents peak 80s filmmaking and 80s sensibilities and that 80s pop culture. It bridges the sci-fi horror action thing. It still feels dangerous. It still feels legendary. It's still Arnold. You know he's out there. He's still making movies, and that just adds to it. So people don't just watch this movie, they commit to this movie. James Cameron behind it. Linda Hamilton has become a star because of this movie. This movie performs, it gets views, it is iconic, and that's why Netflix leans on it, and that's why The Terminator is number 1 on our list. And there you have it. You know, Netflix can add all of the originals it wants, all the exclusives it wants. It can try to buy up everything and lock it on streaming, but when it needs movies that people actually watch and actually want to watch from beginning to end, Netflix goes back to the 1980s because those films were built to last, something that doesn't happen today. They were built to be rewatched, something that doesn't happen today. They were built to matter, something that just can't be duplicated today. And that's why the 80s never really leave streaming anywhere. And that's why you have such a great list that you can check out right now. And I hope you enjoy it. So let me know, which one of these are you going to watch? You're going to check out some of these? Go all 80s here in January. Which 80s movies do you want to see on Netflix, and which do you think they should never let go? Let me know, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you enjoy what we do here and you want to support the channel a little more, you can join my Patreon, get your name in lights on every single video, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, deep dives into 4K, physical media, movie reviews, all that kind of stuff that I don't do here on the channel, and everything helps support the channel and goes right back into it, and I really do appreciate it. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. I know.